One of the most rewarding things you can ever do in your life is to make something new. Why? Because humans were given the innate gift and the innate love to build, right? We're given hands, we're given powerful brains, all for the purpose of creating and protecting ourselves, right? Back in the prehistoric age, we used to build tools, weapons, etc. to protect ourselves, and now we can use our gifts to build things like cities, technologies, etc. But what really saddens me is how today, right, people are more focused on consumption rather than creation, right? We're given these things like social media, online shopping, right? People consume more than they actually create, right? And the things they consume, right, they aren't even made by other humans. And the sad thing is a lot of people will go their entire lives without ever experiencing the joy of making, which is really sad to me, especially because we live in a time when there's so many resources, right? The internet has, anything, tutorial, anything you want to find, and yet people struggle to, start into the journey of making and start creating something for themselves, which is why I want to make this video to kind of explain, how can you start making and how can you start creating in this field, okay? So my name is Tiagi, and this is my guide to making and kind of making it a little simpler process into how you actually get started. And before I get started, I want to clear up two common myths that I think people often have about making, okay? So the first tip is you don't need to know everything to start making, right? You don't need to know it all, okay? And so some key things I want to point out with not needing to know it all, right? The first thing is there is no such thing as having a natural gift to making, right? I think while there are definitely some people who have these like natural gifts, majority of people you see who are successful and who are good makers, they don't have natural gifts, right? Even I don't think I have natural gifts. I think this gift that other people receive comes as a result of just them working hard and practicing making, right? No one is born with this gift. You don't need this gift to be a maker. You can be a maker just by starting and by trying. Okay, so there's no such thing as a natural gift. Second thing is you don't need to finish all like the classes, all the courses. You don't need to know it all to get started, right? For coding, right? I see so much people often try to use tutorials and stuff, right? And there's a certain point where you have to go beyond the tutorial and actually start making something for yourself, right? You don't need to know it all in order to create something new, okay? And another thing is you don't need to know all the math, right? People think you need a lot of math for these kind of engineering projects. You don't, right? Trust me, you don't need to know it all to get started, okay? The second key myth I think that often happens is you don't need to have everything to get started. Okay, people often think, oh, in order to start making, I need a whole 3D printer, I need a whole whole machine, CNC machine, whatever, right? You need all these tools to get started. And the thing is, guys, you don't need all these tools, right? There's always another way to create something and to do something else. So you don't need to do everything, right? You don't need fancy equipment. There's always an easier way. There's always a different way. And even if you do need the equipment, there's always a way you can get it for free or for cheaper than what you might think. Okay, so that kind of goes with money, right? You don't need money. You can always find a way to kind of circumvent that issue. All you really need to start making, to start doing this, is time and effort. Okay, and the key thing I really want to emphasize is you don't learn how to make by really following a tutorial and just doing that, following a course, right? Doing this traditional kind of learning stuff. The key thing and the key way you start learning how to make stuff and how to create is by making projects. Okay? You learn by making things. Making projects, doing things is how you learn how to make. You don't learn how to make by taking a course. You don't learn how to make by just getting the equipment. You learn how to make by actually making and doing the projects, right? That's the key thing I want to emphasize. Okay? So now that that's how you do it, right? What is the actual kind of process and kind of how it looks like to actually get started into making, right? So the first thing I think is when you get started, right, you're gonna need some inspiration, okay? That's the first step into getting started into being a maker, right? You look for inspiration and kind of figure out, what do I want to make, okay? So inspiration, right, that can come from things like YouTube, Google, social media, real life, right? What are some issues that you have in your life, and what are some things you can kind of make and just do that help you or help other people around you? That's inspiration. Second step is confusion, okay? And this is a pretty key step, right? People are often turned away when they get to this step, right? They're confused, right? How did I get started? How do I make this huge project? And really the key thing is it's good to be confused, right? Being confused doesn't mean you're a failure, right? You will be confused, and that's a good thing because it means that you've picked something that is challenging and something that you can learn from, right? So from confusion, right, you want to kind of Google things, right, do some research, and then really find some like potential starting points, right? That's the key thing. You want to find a starting point and something you think can help you start breaking away from that confusion and then kind of lead you to what you want to make, to your inspiration, right? That's the idea. Go from your starting point, tiny little steps, to your final inspiration, final project you want to make, okay? From confusion, you then go to copying, okay? So for copying, what I mean basically is you want to do tutorials, right? So like I said before, right, tutorials aren't everything, right? But tutorials are an important thing you need to kind of do to kind of learn, right? So I think people often think that, right, taking tutorials, right, it's fake learning. It's not actually helping you learn. When I really like to argue that it is learning, right? It really helps you learn patterns and stuff like that. And all great athletes, right? They copy the drills. All great musicians, they copy the music. All great artists, they sketch, right? Copy drawings, right? So really, copying and like using tutorials is not a failure, right? It's just you learning and trying to figure out, how do these things work. And so for tutorials, right, for copying and finding tutorials, right, you can go to YouTube, you can go to Google, you can go to GitHub, which is this coding website where they have a bunch of coding articles. One of my favorites for like kind of these hardware projects is this website called Instructables. Instructables, where basically, right, people share their tutorials for making these kind of cool projects and stuff. And you can find inspiration also from these websites as well, I think. Okay. Next, once you kind of did some tutorials, right, this is key, right? Once you do tutorials, you have to actually start changing things, right? And, breaking things, that's what I can say, right? What if I kind of change this thing in the tutorial? Or what if I kind of like try doing something else, combine these two? What if I try, redesigning it or optimizing this thing I made, right? Innovation is modification. The way we innovate as a society is by modifying the things that were already created. And so the way you learn and the way you create something, awesome is by taking what someone else already made, breaking it, right, trying to like choose something new with it, and creating something new, right? That's the key step. This is a step where I think most people kind of like miss. You have to go from tutorials, you have to go from learning to actually making and try to do your own thing. That's the key step, and I think the key step people often miss there. Okay? And obviously, once you break things, you gotta fix the things again, right? So this is where debugging comes in, right? Trying to fix the things and trying to make it work once you're breaking it, once you're trying to, re-glue it together. So debugging it, right? This is really where the learning happens, I think. And kind of the process of how you debug, right? One thing I really want to caution you is don't use like AI for this step. I think it's really key that you figure out your own mistakes and kind of try to understand like how to fix them yourself. That's where the learning happens. And kind of the process about how you debug and how you remove the bugs from your, whatever you're making is kind of like this, right? It's kind of like a scientific process, right? You start with the documentation, right? Look at the, information online. Then you make your hypothesis, right? Why is this not working? What are some like ideas I have of why it's not working? Then you kind of create variables, right? You kind of try to test one variable at a time, and then you test your hypotheses, you test your variables, right? And from these testing these variables, you can kind of find out what your issue is and kind of fix it, hopefully through this process. So again, please don't use AI, right? This is where you learn. You learn by, fixing things and trying to, learn and fix your mistakes by yourself, okay? But again, you can collaborate. Collaboration isn't bad. It's just that using things like machines and stuff like that won't help you at all, okay? And finally, once you make something you're really proud of, once you make something that you're really, think is cool, right? I think a really key thing is you have to share that, okay? The sharing part is important, I think, because it kind of helps you to, get feedback on your project, right? People can tell you like, this is a cool idea, maybe you should have done like this, or you can get more inspiration, right? From sharing your project, people can give you more kind of feedback and more inspiration there. And also, I think sharing is really important because it helps, other people get into making and building things as well. So for me personally, right, I try to share every project I've made, either on my website or my YouTube channel, right? I try to share that because I want other people to kind of get this inspiration and to kind of go into this loop of making and kind of like trying things out on themselves. But again, the key idea is you gotta really, go from your inspiration, right? You will be confused, that's kind of natural, but then, find tutorials, find resources, try changing, right? Try changing things, break things a little bit, fix those things, share and repeat. This is how you learn how to make, and this is kind of the process I basically use for every kind of project I make and for everything I do. Okay. So now for resources, like what is the actual resources you can use to kind of create? And so for this, I want to be more specific, right? I want to make this clear that I'm making this for mostly like electronics projects or coding projects, right? So for electronics, right, there's Arduino kits. Arduino is basically this device that lets you control sensors and kind of program this device to like read sensor data and stuff like that. You can get an Arduino starter kit on Amazon for like 20 bucks. And you can learn a bunch of stuff from this and build a bunch of cool projects from this. So it's really a good investment. And you can buy cheap sensors and breadboards and stuff on Amazon as well. And if you don't have the money for this, chances are if you go to high school, if you go to college, right, your colleges or high schools will have these materials for you, right? So colleges, you might have a makerspace. High school, you might have like a tech club or a kind of robotics club, right? And they'll have these resources you can try and just like mess around with. So it's a really good place you can kind of look if you don't really have the money. And then for software, right, there's a bunch of free IDEs, right? IDE is basically where you code and program. And there's a bunch of free like software that you can use online, okay? So for IDE, I can say VS Code's a good one, PyCharm's a good one. And if you're a student, right, students can have a lot of benefits, right? You can do this thing called GitHub Education, which basically gives you free a bunch of like coding and software stuff. Or if you're also a high school student, you can do this thing called Hack Club, which basically is this national organization that helps high schoolers create. And so they have a bunch of free stuff if you kind of register through them. Okay? And another key thing is with software, right? If you don't have a computer that has a lot of storage and stuff like that, there are always like online alternatives to these traditionally desktop software, right? So for online alternatives, for CAD, right? Onshape is a really good one, right? I don't really use other types of CAD. I use Onshape, which is an online CAD software. Or another one is Easy EDA for making PCBs and for making circuit boards, right? Another good one for online stuff. Okay, so the last thing I want to kind of say about is psychology, right? One thing that I think really stops a lot of people into getting into this is the fact that they think, again, the two myths, and that they think that it's impossible, right? They can't do it. They don't have the skills, they don't have the resources, they don't know how, okay? And so really the thing you need to think about is no one knows how, right? No one who is making something new knows how to make that, right? It's a simple thing, right? But it makes sense, right? If you're making something new, no one knows how to make that new thing because it's new, right? So no one knows. You're not alone, right? Other people, they don't really know either. And so, just get into it, try things out, and don't be afraid that you don't know it all. No one knows it all. And really, once you finish, right, you'll be so amazed by how much you could learn and how much you really gained from this experience. Okay, so that's my guide to making. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Bye.